We speak with the owner of Finn's in Joplin to see what their expectations are this year for a Thanksgiving rush with more COVID restrictions in place and less traveling happening this year. I'm Caitlin Shive. That's coming up.
Plus, a silent auction brings in cash for JPD's Shop with a Cop program. And we dive into a different kind of turkey shoot in Joplin.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Community Health Center of Southeast Kansas says they were victims of an armed robbery this evening. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Kate Kelly. It happened around 6 p.m. Surveillance video shows a man entering the Pittsburgh pharmacy. No one was injured during the incident. Pittsburgh police and the Crawford County K-9 unit responded. Anyone with information about the robbery should call Pittsburgh police. The pandemic is changing the way many Americans will celebrate Thanksgiving this year, and that's also having an impact on the service industry. While some people prefer a traditional Thanksgiving dinner at home, others enjoy going out to eat on the holiday and letting someone else do the dishes. KOAM's Caitlin Shive shares one Joplin restaurant owner's expectations for next week.
Thanksgiving this year will look different for many families, like Mark Hoskins.
We're going to be just a small number compared to what we've usually had, and I'm going to have it made and bring it in, and we probably won't be going out.
The days prior to Thanksgiving and after are typically busy times for people to go out, enjoy a meal at a restaurant, and get some shopping done. But with the pandemic, that is changing.
Always in the past, it's been sort of a family tradition to have Thanksgiving around and go out to a movie on Thanksgiving night, and we won't be doing that.
As Thanksgiving gatherings downsize, orders for Thanksgiving meals from local restaurants like Finn's in Joplin are on the rise.
I always do curbside takeout for holiday meals and turkeys and hams and the whole 9 yards, which we're going to do again this year. I have noticed an increase in that, so I think that there's a lot more people planning on doing smaller get-togethers at home.
Owner Michael Clark says they normally are busy in the days leading up to Thanksgiving and afterwards as Black Friday shoppers stop by to refuel.
We already have the reservation book is filling up the day before, and we're starting to already get reservations for the evening after Thanksgiving where we're going to be open. And then of course our brunches are typically pretty busy. So it'll be exciting to see what the holiday the brunch after holiday looks like.
He says their curbside pickup option is beneficial to not only the customer enjoying a prepared meal, but also the restaurant allowing employees to enjoy the holiday as well.
The joy that it brings to people's hearts, to be able to know that they still get a home-cooked meal and they get to do it in a safe way, that's what it's all about.
In Joplin, Caitlin Shive, KOAM News.
Finn's dining room will be closed on Thanksgiving Day, but the restaurant will still be offering that curbside pickup option. Clark also noted that they will only be open for their dinner service on Black Friday. Nick Kelly joins us now remotely with our first look at weather, and it's still cold and rainy.
At the very least, Kate, we're in the process of getting less of the rain out of here. So there's some better news for us as we head into our Sunday. In the meantime, though, all the clouds, all the rain meant temperatures couldn't really go anywhere. Started at 48 this morning. The best we could do today was 55 degrees after seeing at least a third of an inch of rain when the almanac was recorded. But all this rain that's been working through today, we've been seeing rain totals going between half an inch and an inch and a half. If you're not a fan of the rain, you'll like this look at the Skywatch storm tracker. The last of the rain pushing through northeast Oklahoma, areas close to Joplin and points south. And I think by morning we'll be done with our rain chances for the rest of this weekend. Temperatures, though, this is a different story. If you're not a fan of cool air, we are stuck in the lower to middle 40s, and that's where we're going to stay for the rest of the night. Most of us seeing overnight lows dropping to 43, but what starts as a cloudy day is going to end with more sunshine, fortunately working in. That should bring highs back to 51, but at least we'll enjoy some dry time on Sunday. I have a few more storm systems, if I can say it correctly, to track for Thanksgiving week. Kate, we'll break that down for you here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Nick. With Christmas fast approaching, giving and goodwill is on the minds of many. Today, a couple in Joplin decided to host a silent auction to help raise funds for Joplin's Shop with a Cop program. Officers will take children on a fun spending spree on December 4th, but there's a lot of kids they're hoping to shop for this year. Local businesses pitched in to help, providing items for the auction, all with one common goal, making Christmas merrier for 4-state families.
Well, it's just basically just reaching out to community businesses and some individuals to solicit for donations. So we've been very blessed to get a lot of different places here in town. Old Hickory Butcher, Fletcher Subaru, Discount Tire, G&S Graphics, many different places have donated some really nice items to help us raise money for the kids.
Items in the auction range from $25 to $500 in value. Joplin and Redding's Mill Fire Departments teamed up for their own fundraiser, passing out chili in exchange for donations for their Christmas for Kids program. Fire personnel from both departments set up shop in Finn's parking lot in Joplin, a convenient spot for people to drive by for a warm serving on a cold day. The group came up with this idea as an alternative to their annual chili cook-off.
This community would not be as successful without the support of the community. It takes donations from the community in toys, money, and just supporting our fundraisers for us to be able to help kids around Christmas time.
If you missed the chili but still want to help out with the Christmas for Kids program, just give the fire department a call and arrange to drop off your donation. Calypso Scuba in Joplin offered a twist on the traditional turkey shootout today. Divers from across the area got together for a chance to win some scuba gear and a turkey by throwing an underwater torpedo into the hole of a turkey cutout. It cost $15 to enter the contest, or one bag of pet food, all of which will be divided up and sent to Golden Paw Pet Rescue, Joplin Animal Resource Shelter, and the Carthage Humane Society.
The animals that are in the shelter are all waiting to have a loving home, and none of them are going to have any handouts under the table at Thanksgiving. There'll be no scraps handed to them, so this will give them a little extra dog food.
Divers as young as 12 attempted the challenge. We take this time now to honor another four-state hero. Major David Cowger served in the Army, spending time stationed in South Korea and Iraq. He earned a Bronze Star. His hometown, Carl Junction, Missouri. We thank you, David Cowger, our four-state hero. That's news and weather in our first 7 minutes. Just ahead, health officials voice concern as coronavirus cases continue to surge and how COVID-19 is impacting food insecurity for families across the U.S. ahead of the holidays. A curfew takes effect across much of California tonight as the state and the nation confront an unprecedented surge in new coronavirus cases. More than 195,000 new cases were reported Friday. 1 million infections have been logged in the past 6 days. With colder weather coming and the holiday season upon us, the worst could still be ahead. CBS's Danya Backus reports in Los Angeles.
1, 2, 3.
The long-feared worst-case scenario is now being felt across the country. Several states issued new restrictions in a desperate attempt to slow the surge. Tonight, most of California is under a 10 p.m. mandatory curfew. Despite a week of unprecedented spread, there's mixed reaction.
There's a lot more we need to be doing. We should be over this.
I don't think the coronavirus is hiding in a tree. Wait until midnight or 10 o'clock.
The order is also contributing to a surge of panic shopping. Shelves once again wiped clean of the essentials.
When I did walk in, it's picked over and you start to get nervous.
In the Midwest, a strained healthcare system. Hospitalizations in Minnesota are the highest they've been during the pandemic. Governor Tim Walz issued a last call temporarily closing bars and restaurants for a month and issuing a mask mandate.
I understand it's not easy and it's not fair, but it's a sacrifice that we need to make.
In Oregon, health officials are at a tipping point. New surge tents in place to help with hospital capacity. A grim scene in El Paso, Texas, where inmates are helping move the dead. This as the country heads into Thanksgiving week. The TSA expects to screen 6 million people as the CDC warns against holiday travel.
Needed to get away, needed to just kind of get back to a little bit of normalcy for us. We travel a lot, and this is the first trip that we've taken all year.
Dr. Ann Ramoyne is a UCLA epidemiologist.
So there's so many points when you're going to be in contact with others. It's really difficult to be able to make sure that you're controlling your environment when you're traveling.
The desire to see family and friends this holiday is driving a rush for testing all across the country. Here at Dodger Stadium, up to 13,000 people can be tested, many waiting in line for hours for peace of mind. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The pandemic and infected economy have many Americans experiencing food insecurity for the first time. And with Thanksgiving approaching, the need is greater now more than ever. Here's CBS's Tom Hansen.
The nationwide coronavirus spike is causing a food crisis. Hundreds of cars waited for packages of boxed food in Denver. The Greater Boston Food Bank gives out 2.5 million pounds of food each week.
Happy Thanksgiving!
In Tarrant County, Texas, this massive operation supplied people with 70 pounds of food and a turkey. Inside one of those cars on Friday was Adrian Williams.
Difficult during this time, and I have family members who is also difficult for us.
Ordinary Americans relying on generosity to make it through.
It makes me feel great that there's still people that, that want to help people that can't be helped at this time.
Food insecurity and hunger were massive problems even before the pandemic.
Joel Berg is the CEO of Hunger Free America, a nonprofit working to expand access to food.
Tens of millions of Americans are working and still can't afford to feed their families.
An insecurity at levels not seen since the eye-opening 1968 CBS documentary, Hunger in America.
What do you tell your children when they come home and there is no food?
That we haven't got anything to eat and we just have to lay down like that until the next day, see if we can find something to eat.
Can you walk me from where we were 50 years ago to where we are today? How much has changed?
This is the worst hunger crisis in modern American times. The situation is absolutely perilous, and unless the federal government does something big and quick, we're going to see starvation conditions like this country hasn't seen since the Great Depression.
And Joel told us 50 million Americans and 18 million children can't count on regular meals just days before a Thanksgiving unlike any other. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
In Northern California, a Bay Area church community is coming together to make sure families in need have a happy and full Thanksgiving. Today, volunteers prepped Thanksgiving dinner baskets. Baskets include ingredients to make stuffing and pumpkin pie, along with fresh fruits and vegetables. Baskets will be distributed to families next week. Just ahead, Nick Kelly returns with a full look at your forecast.
The time lapse throughout the day from Indigo Sky outside of Seneca, Missouri pretty much summed up our Saturday thanks to a stubborn front. We were locked in with the clouds, we were locked in with the rain chances, and that definitely kept us quite chilly for this Saturday. In terms of the rain amounts, so far Joplin Regional over an inch from today's rain alone. That pushes us at least close to 2 inches, 43.5 for the year. That almost 2 inch total, by the way, that's for the month so far. And above average by almost an inch. So at least we're on the right track and making sure that we're okay with rain totals as far as that goes. In the meantime, though, what else can you say? Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us with the stubborn storm system, starting us off with light drizzle, light showers yesterday, and picking up to more periods of light to moderate rain, even a couple of thunderstorms. If there's anything to be thankful about, though, no severe weather with this system, unlike the system we had to deal with last week. The Skywatch Storm Tracker, the radar network up close, showing us at least winding things down, at least the light to moderate rain. It's in our far southern and eastern counties now, and this should pretty much be gone by the time we get Sunday morning started. Looking around Joplin, we still have some areas of drizzle and light rain out there. Otherwise, we are cloudy. And we are cool for sure. 45 degrees feels like 41 with an east breeze almost pushing 10 miles per hour. Around the rest of the Joplin Metro, most of us are sitting in the mid-40s, and much of the area pretty much lower to middle 40s. And I don't see these numbers budging very much throughout the night. So we're going to have eventually overnight lows settling down to about 43. And thankfully, with dry time tomorrow and a little more sun, we should be able to get highs back to 51. Chilly, but we can at least enjoy a dry Sunday tomorrow. Okay, back to the maps we go. A wider view showing the rain stretching not just from our area, but up into the Great Lakes. As far east as Fort Wayne, Indiana, getting close to Dayton, Ohio. We are seeing the front sliding just to our south and east now, and we're seeing that move along because of this upper low working across North Dakota. That's going to be on the way up. Then we'll watch for a few more systems out west to start heading our way as we head into the week ahead of us. In the meantime, though, the rain out there now is going to continue clearing out throughout the night. We'll have overnight lows dropping back in the lower to middle 40s. Cloudy to start the day, sure, but I'm still expecting as we go throughout the day. Skies eventually turning partly sunny. I won't do a whole lot with temperatures, but at least we'll go from 43 in the morning, 48 by noon, highs around 51. We'll keep things quiet for your Sunday evening, and then more clouds and some rain chances Monday with our next wave working in from the west. This one, though, I'm seeing the better chances for rain and even some thunderstorms with this wave working in by Tuesday. Not seeing anything severe with that. We'll get that wave out of here. Quiet Wednesday, mild and dry for Thanksgiving with highs around 60. And then right on its heels, another storm system with rain chances for Black Friday and Saturday. So some dry time for Thanksgiving week, but a couple more storm systems to keep an eye on. As far as temperatures go, lower 50s for tomorrow and Monday, back to 60 on Tuesday, 51 chilly for Wednesday. Mild Thanksgiving ahead of us, Kate, before more rain works in by Black Friday.
Well, you know, even with the cold and rain chances, still lots to be thankful for this week.
Yeah, thankfully a dry Thanksgiving, and again, this time around, no severe weather to worry about tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Nick. Coming up in sports, the Lamar Tigers are aiming for a spot in the Class II Final Four facing Liberty Mountain View. Also, the Missouri Southern men shoot for back-to-back wins over Newman. Andy Ciateco has those highlights and more next. The Lamar Tigers claimed their 13th consecutive district title last week. Today, the Tigers are in the Class II state quarterfinals facing Liberty Mountain View. Lamar enters the day on a 7-game winning streak. The Tigers strike first. Logan Crockett runs into the end zone. The 2-point conversion puts Lamar up 8-0 in the first quarter. And then in the second half, sophomore Austin Wilkerson takes the handoff, gets through. About a 20-yard touchdown, 2-point conversion makes it a 16-0 Lamar lead. And the Tigers don't look back. Wilkerson adds a receiving touchdown. And then in the fourth quarter, Case Tucker, he's going to call his own number for a trip to the end zone. Lamar goes on to beat Liberty 32-8 to advance to the state semifinals. Cassville is hosting Buffalo in the Class III quarterfinals. Both teams are 9-2 on the year. Wildcats' first drive of the game, Jericho Ferris follows his blockers on the outside, then cuts back in. He's going to get tripped up at the Buffalo 14, 21-yard gain there. And there's just 2 plays later, Ferris finishes it off, 4-yard score. Wildcats strike first. Cassville would lead 7-2 after 1. Second quarter, Wildcats up 12. Buffalo's Jamin Smith rolls to his right, hits Cameron Portis. Portis going airborne into the end zone, gets the Bison within 5. And then right before the break, Hayden Sink with a QB sneak from 1 yard out. Cassville leading 20-9 at halftime. Wildcats are heading to the Final Four, winning 41-16. Webb City is heading to the state semifinals for the 12th time in 13 years. Last night, the Cardinals defeated Lebanon 42-14 for a spot in the Final Four. Senior running back Devin Weathers had 16 carries for 112 yards with 3 touchdowns. Cardinal defense, though, really stepped it up, generating 6 turnovers.
I mean, 6 turnovers, when we got a couple early and I don't know if we capitalized on it. I think we had 1 turnover ourselves, but yeah, the 6 turnovers. I mean, anytime you get that many, you're gonna have a chance to be successful, and that was a huge difference in the game for sure.
Pitt State football wraps up its fall schedule, entering the day 1 and 3. The Gorillas are on the road facing West Texas A&M. The Gorillas scored 14 points in the first 2 minutes of the game. Pitt State went on to win 42-28. Gorillas finished the abbreviated schedule 2-2. Missouri Southern basketball is on the road for the 2nd straight time, facing the Newman Jets this afternoon. The 24th ranked Southern men are coming off a 1-point win over Central Oklahoma. The Lions looking to make it back-to-back wins to start the season. Moso trailing by 1. Kyle Young buries a 3. He's just getting started. Wide open lane here for Stan Scott. Easy lane above the rim gives Southern a 4-point lead. Then more from Young uses his speed to get around the defense, caps a 10-0 Lion run. Newman back within 6, but big man Cam Martin knocks down the open 3. Martin finished with 21 points and 11 rebounds. Martin on defense, huge block here, keeps it a 9-point game. But back to Scott, off-balance floater. He's going to get that to fall as he hits the deck. He had 19 points. But Kyle Young, breakaway layup here, puts Missouri Southern up 37-21. Young with a career high 23 points. Lions escape with the win today, 82-79. Missouri Southern women trying to bounce back from a season-opening loss. Brooke Stauffer with a dish to Maddie Stokes. Easy bucket off the glass. That's a 3-point lead. Lions get going in the second. Caitlin Honeycutt from behind the arc buries it. Southern up 6. More from deep. Carly Turnbull's turn. 21-10 Lions. Moso on a run forces a Jets timeout. Newman with nobody to match up Stokes down low. Easy bucket. Lions led by as much as 15, but that lead would go away in the second half. Neosho native Michaela Hayes with the board and the bucket gets the Jets within 2. Southern loses a heartbreaker 55-51. They drop to 0-2 on the season. Today is the season opener for the Pitt State Gorillas. They are on the road taking on Central Oklahoma. The Pitt State women had a tough day, shooting just 23.5% from the field. The Gorillas fall 80-50. And on the men's side, Pitt State wins it by double digits, 77-66. Quentin Hardrick had a game-high 23 points. That's a look at sports. Back with more news after this. The COVID-19 pandemic couldn't keep Bentleyville and Duluth from lighting up this year. This is the first night people are getting to experience this tradition in a new way. Visitors do have to stay in their cars and drive through the light displays. Cars are queued up in what was once the parking lot for the light show. Overall, not a bad way to enjoy holiday decorations, especially on a chilly night. Nick, I think we can both probably agree on that.
Absolutely, although I'm a little behind on getting my Christmas lights up. I'll have to get to that at some point. But tomorrow, weather-wise, we're going to dry things up. More sun tomorrow, 51 degrees. Another chance for rain before Thanksgiving, and another chance for rain after Thanksgiving. I have those details, if anyone missed a Kate, on the blog at KONNewsNow.com.
All right, sounds good. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you right back here tomorrow. Until then, have a great night.